Hey, it's Tumminello here. Two things in this video. One, I'm going to show you how I do Guerrilla Burpees that are different than the regular burpee. It's the way I prefer to use it. And then two, I'm going to address some of the concerns and give my counter arguments or reasons why I'm not concerned to a lot of the trainers who say they hate burpees or burpees are, the worst exercise ever or whatever. So traditional burpees are done like this. I prefer to do burpees, what I call Guerrilla Burpees. They look like this. Now I know some trainers want to take it a step further and they want to add a push-up and they sometimes want to add a jump or they want to get people down here and do this move. Okay, however you want to add it. The difference is with the Guerrilla Burpee is I'm taking a wider stance, hands go inside, so I'm using more of the legs to get down there than I am all the hips and back. So that's the main difference. Now, here's why I'm not so concerned about the burpee, because I hear a lot of trainers say, well, the burpee is bad for A, B, C, and D reasons. Here's some of the common reasons I hear. One is I hear them say, well, you're slamming down on your wrists. Well, that's a matter of how you do it, not a matter of the exercise. If I do a squat jump and I slam down like this, no trainer in the right mind is going to say squat jumps are crappy because of that. You're going to say, no, the way you're doing squat jumps is crappy. Burpees, whether you do them the traditional way or my way, are no different. If I can control it on the way down and even go fast, if I was slamming my wrist down, you would hear that. So I just proved that one wrong. Now, if someone can't get there, they get here and then they fall because of a lack of hip mobility or whatever, simple. You raise it up and they put their hands here. Stuff's not that difficult. You adjust range of motion accordingly to people's abilities. Another one I hear is that, oh, well, people just like it because it's hard. Well, isn't that kind of like what we say, like, squat heavy, deadlift heavy? You have to challenge your body. What's wrong with an exercise because it's difficult? Don't conflate that with trainers who just go bonkers with any exercise and say do 100 of them for just some arbitrary rounded number. Again, that's mistaking an exercise for the false application of the exercise. Bad trainer, not a bad exercise. Another one I hear is that, well, there are better options. Well, that's purely subjective, and there's actually even some research looking at this that I found, that I mentioned in the companion article that I'm doing this video for. The research found that some people, even though they detected that this exercise was harder for them, they liked it better than, I think it was the bike or sprints. I can't remember right now what they compared it to. I have it in the research. I have it in the article. But you also don't need any equipment for it. So, better option compared to what? What if I'm outside and I have no other equipment and I don't like running? So that's kind of up to the individual. And some people actually do enjoy this exercise. They enjoy the challenge. The last one, which kind of really doesn't make any sense to me, is I've heard some trainers say, well, the burpee is trying to be several things at once. It's trying to be a push-up, it's trying to be a plank, and it's trying to be a squat, so why not do all three? Okay, you can rationalize that with anything. Why can't I say an Olympic lift is trying to be an upright row, a cheek curl, and a shoulder press? No one says an Olympic lift is bad because of that. No one says a kettlebell swing is bad because I can say, well, it's trying to be a deadlift and a shoulder raise. And you go, well, that's not how you do it. Well, exactly. It's its own exercise. It involves momentum and other things. The burpee is its own exercise. It's not a teenager with an identity crisis. To me, that's just a silly argument. The last one is people say, oh, it puts a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Most of these trainers are the same ones that do dumbbell press, push-ups, kettlebell presses, different pressing movements. But they're worried about this movement putting too much pressure on your shoulders. That's logically inconsistent. So, I'm not doing this to say everybody should do burpees. I'm not trying to argue that burpees are the best exercise. I'm simply highlighting the way I prefer to do them and sharing why I'm not convinced by some of the arguments that I hear other trainers doing, because I think they're really easily shown to be more about sloppy thinking and ideology more than they are about good, consistent, rational thought.